Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Golfballing Podcast, episode number 269. Sean, prime number episode, he is not joining us, but I am joined here with Ryan in his new hat. How are you?
I have a new hat.
Yeah, you got a new hat.
So that's cool.
What does that say?
Cabot
Carrot?
with a tangerine. I heard that if you call the norms, they get upset.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
So that's why the teas were tangerine.
Correct.
Okay. Ryan and I, if you listen to our Oakmont recap, we just played Cabot, Citrus Farms, somewhere in Florida, Brooksville, Florida. And we got some swag. I should have grabbed my goodie bag, but Ryan's wearing a hat. We also, for our YouTube guys and Spotify guys, where was this picture exactly?
That was
Par
funny
three?
enough, that was at the bar before we teed off on the par 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So that's the other one?
Up in that little hangout area.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
No, I was going to say, if you go up to the left there, that's where the first tee. I keep getting them screwed up. One's called the squeeze. One's called the
wedge.
The wedge. And every time I asked, someone told me different. We played the 9-hole pitch and putt, or excuse me, 11-hole pitch and putt, not the 9-hole par 3, par 4 combo course. So.
Yeah, so I think that was the wedge, and I threw that in the gin. And I also threw I told the caddy on the last hole, I was like, this is going to be one of the more generous 83s in the last few years.
I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
What? Yeah, it raised my handicap to like an 8 something. Well, which is actually probably what it is, but
post what it is, I mean, if you're going to, you know me.
Well, so the way I know what you're saying. The way I see it is like there were a couple of I had a really bad hole. One of them.
That giant canyon you were in.
Dude. Oh, God. But anyways, I'll mention that, but real quick, we didn't know that we were in a match. Or you know what I mean? Like you play a match way differently than you would not a non-match. So if I have like a birdie look or you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain to the pod because we didn't really play a match, but we were playing a match for the first few holes. But you know what I mean? Like it just dictates how you're gonna, attack something like a putt, a lag putt, or something like that. And so, if anything, my real score would have been like an 85, just because the fourth hole. I wish I had it on screen. That was like one of the worst holes I can remember. I mean, just absolutely insane. Let me see if I can even find a pic. But Ryan played great. I played all right. That's a tough ass course. You had a comment about Nick being right. Nick is a little bit of a golf purist, as evidenced on the podcast. And yeah, what do you mean by that?
The greens are crazy.
They're insane.
I mean, I've played Tobacco Road 2 or 3 times, and they're nothing comparative. Because being large and having sections, and I get that. That's one thing. This is like a roller coaster of hills in places that shouldn't be hills, in pins tucked in weird spots. I mean, it was goofy golf. Tee to green, I disagree. Tee to green, it's like, okay, there was a couple gimmicky shots that you had to hit, or a couple layup holes or go for it holes. But tee to green, it was pretty fun. The greens were just insane. And there were multiple times where I hit a not so great shot, or what I thought was not so great, and it turned out to be awesome. And on the inverse, I hit some great shots where I'm like, where the fuck is that going?
Yeah. I think my score is pretty right on with how I played, just because I couldn't really hit. I chunked a lot of wedges out there. The greens were literally impossible. I have never had this many eagle looks. I think I had 3 eagle looks yesterday, and as you guys know on the pod, I've never had an eagle in my life. And I had 3 looks, and I 3-putt all of them except one of them.
I have
And
a
I,
great
I
story about that.
you what?
So I have a great story about the first eagle putt you had. I couldn't watch. Like my nerves, we had already won the hole, and so it was kind of early in the match. It was like 6 or 7, I think. And
It was 6.
right behind the green, there's the snack shack. I'm like, hey guys, this is like I'm in for par. Jackson's got 16 feet for eagle. I'm good. I'm just gonna go get his drinks. So as I'm in there, the other 2 guys my buddies are playing with, they're putting, and I kind of peek out, and I'm telling the bartender, I'm like, yeah, my buddy's never made an eagle, and I couldn't even go out there. So we watched through the window together as you kind of walked up semi-deflated.
Yeah,
Couldn't see the
I
ball,
left
but
it short.
I assumed you missed it.
Yeah. We were the first tee time. I think we mentioned that last week. We were the first tee time, 7 a.m., and it was very slow to begin the round. And on the 6th hole, I've never been like more terrified to hit a tee shot. Not even like nerves, but like you are like the caddy. Ryan and I got caddies, so the caddy's giving us where to hit it, but you still like can't see over the huge ass bunkers and the huge ass hills. And so, like you said, like you could hit a really good shot, and you could still just get effed by some random bunker or some slope or the rubbage or whatever it is. That par 5, I don't know what it was playing. I hit a beautiful drive right down the center of the fairway. I must have hit like a speed slot or something. I think I had a 7-iron in. Maybe it was
Yeah.
a 6-iron. I've never had like a 6-iron into a par 5, and I threw that thing to like what, 15 feet?
Yeah. I had that long eagle putt on what was it? The second par 5. And I had 5-iron up to the right side. I didn't even hit it good, and it got up there.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because I had that
Yeah.
huge downhill putt. But either way, yeah, the caddy was telling me that they made the par 5s gettable and a lot of the par 4s longer because you're going to get that rollout. It doesn't make it seem as bad. I mean, number 9, I'm trying to recall. I'm pretty sure it was a par 4. I hit a terrible drive left, and it was still such a short hole. I put it up to like 20 feet and made birdie on that.
Oh yeah.
Like, even the bad shots, it's like the place is so wide open. He was right. Nick was right. I loved playing it. I don't know if I would want to go back and play Carew.
Really?
If we had an option to go and someone was like, hey, you can go up there and play 2 rounds of golf, I would probably request to play the Ruse twice.
Wow.
I haven't even seen it.
Wow.
That also might be coupled with the fact that I'm never going to score as well as I scored on that golf course.
Yeah, you played great. We were joking around about how annoying it is to play you. And
yeah, I heard all of it.
I would play that course next time. I would prefer it because I thought that was like the hardest golf course I've ever played. But I would probably card it. Just I really think having like the visual thing on the screen of a cart and like being able to click on a bunker or hit a bunker or like even just seeing on a golf cart screen of where the bunkers are, because so many of these tee shots, the tee shots look impossible. Let me see if I can pull up one of those you sent me.
Here's the problem.
It's nuts out here.
You don't know how to utilize the caddy. I'm asking my boy Chase for like 3 or 4 different numbers. So if you have this picture up, right? This was number 1.
Yeah.
We both almost went through the fairway on the right side of those bunkers, right? So when I asked him, I told him to give me a number to the left bunker, over the middle bunker, and to the woods on the right. Right? So like I get what you're saying where it would be nice to have the visual, but your boy's there to help you.
I know. And your caddy he reminded me of Bubby.
Yeah. He was
like
good.
He reminded me like kind of a mix of like Nick and Bubby.
I'm glad I didn't say like shit because he was good.
Yeah, he was very good, and he was even good with your buddies and me included. My caddy was just young. He was 17, and I think he had only caddied like at most. I think he said that was the first time he carried a bag. So he caddied for like 5 times prior to that. And so I didn't think he was, because he's young. The kid was so young. I think we said this on the last pod. Like, I don't assume most people are better than me at golf, and I'm not even good at golf just because of how hard the game is.
That kid's better than you at golf.
And I asked him on like the fourth or fifth green, and I'm like, "So what's your low here?" And he's like, I asked him on 6. I remember walking to my eagle putt on 6. I was like, "What's your low here?" And he's like, He took forever to answer this question. He's like, I'm thinking 200s. 2 under, 3 under. I'm like, oh.
Well, you also asked him to hit the covert, and there was like a 280-yard drivable par 4, and the kid
I hit driver, and he rips a 3-wood.
Flags it with a 3-wood, a covert 3-wood that he's never
First
hit.
swing of the day.
First swing of the day. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that kid was a stick. He was awesome. So I think it was just like your guy had years of reps of like being a caddy, and my guy was just like a stick, and I didn't know. And then like as the round went on, we got, he was more talkative and stuff and just telling me the ropes. Cause I also, like you said, I don't know caddy etiquette. Like, am I supposed to ask for a read on every?
Yeah,
I didn't even know when to like give him my putter, like my driver. Like, it's weird having somebody on like your every beck and call.
Yeah, well,
But so look at like this. I was showing the lady this. This looks like an 8. I think I said this on the first tee. This looks like an 8,000-yard par 4.
yeah.
I was baffled that this was a par 4. So that's just what I mean, where it's like
I think
you have these tee shots and it looks like it's 8,000 yards, and then when you hit you have your approach shot, it looks better. But what a hard ass golf course.
What did you hit in there? I remember
I hit a 7-iron long.
I was a little bit in front of you, but I hit a 7-iron.
Yeah. I hit a 7-iron long.
If you remember, I was down low on that like third bottom tier, like a 50-foot putt up 2 tiers. Like, yeah, I 3-putted the shit out of it. I was off the green, but that's how I started my day. It was basically a 3-putt pokey.
I wish I had a 3-putt count because I would assume 6.
I had 2
at least. So that made my whole, and I hit probably like 10 fairways, like 10 out of 14 fairways, and I had probably like 40 putts. So my take of you need to drive it better. That's it's been established that is only for like 20 plus handicaps, because hitting in the middle of the fairway did not help me in any way, shape, or form, because those greens were absolutely insane. But the whole ambiance, the atmosphere of this place, it's an absolute must. I was looking at their the amount of heavy hitters. They were saying the Phillies were there like a couple of weeks ago. Good or Garrett and Grant did a video there. I saw like Eric Anders Lang did a video there. Every like big time golf influencer has done some content there, and that is a beautiful resort.
What's crazy is they're not even done yet. Like where we checked in was one of the villas. So I don't know if you really noticed. There's a front and the back door.
I did not.
There's a front and the back door, and they had like blinds up. But if you walked in that back door, the right room was like a bedroom, basically. The left room was like a bedroom. They used the closet as like storage areas. When their clubhouse is built, that's just going to be like another cottage. So they're in like a temporary space right now. I almost want to just book something for the end of next year, like November of 2026. Everything's built up. Lock in pricing now. Book 3 or 4 rounds of golf. Go ahead and pay for it, and just have a nice little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be more expensive when the time rolls around. So if they let you book it that far in advance, I don't know why not.
Yeah.
Chase was saying that they said 2026, everything was supposed to be open, but I'm like, that's a pretty broad spectrum. He's like, it'll probably be the end of 2026.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got a whole clubhouse to build. I guess they have another driving range to build as well. I'm sure they're doing villas too.
Only negative, the locker room situation was
Yeah, Ryan wants to take a shower, and it's like
There's like one or two showers,
clubhouse bathroom. I think there was just one shower, one stall, and one urinal.
and one guy was already
It,
in the shower with like the rainbow cover. I'm like, I don't know
mhm.
if I'm gonna wait for this guy.
Yeah, it looked like a bedroom, a master bedroom bathroom.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt for being new, but otherwise, incredible property.
Yep, great drinks, great food,
I mean,
very great people.
we just need to go up and do the same exact thing, except for we ride, play the
Mhm.
route, and then do the 9-hole par 3-4, you know, the squeeze.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm free next weekend.
right. I'm not.
Actually, I'm
Uh,
not there. I
hopefully
think
Nick pops in here. I'm playing Nick's course next weekend, I believe. Hopefully, so that'll be fun. But I feel like I had a lot more comments last night, but we were wiped. We woke up. Ryan stayed the night here. We woke up at what was it like 4:20?
on the
4:20
dot.
wake up. Left at like 4:45. 22,000 steps, and I did not sleep good. So hopefully that
You didn't sleep
arrives
good last
tonight.
night?
Yeah.
Oh my
No.
god!
No.
I got home and slept like an absolute baby.
I didn't fall asleep till like 2 a.m. or something. It was
That's
fucked.
wild.
Yeah. I had an energy drink around 6
Oh,
because I had no energy for a podcast. I was like, I can't do this, but maybe this will help.
I bought one on the way home.
Nice.
I was drained.
But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me.
Agreed. And kind of to spitball off of that, I was texting with our boy Matthew, and
Oh, he just played a track.
yeah, trying to get him down for a stream song / Cabot. You know, do the same thing, right? If we were to come up and do Cabot, or I think stream song would be easier,
Yeah.
because the rooms there are doable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cabot's pricey.
dude, I still am hung up on 650 plus fees for Cabot right now when there's nothing there.
Well, they were saying that the guys we met at the bar were like, "This is such a great, place," but
It is,
yeah,
but
you're not like staying in the villa much. There's so much to do on the resort.
No, but that's where
Golf wise,
yes.
yeah,
But
only golf wise, there's a lot to do.
The thing with Stream Song is they have all the other amenities, and then they have, a bunch of bars and restaurants and different cuisines, and they have the pools and all that stuff. Like what I'm saying is right now, if you were going to go spend 4 days there, you have all day to play golf. Maybe you want to jump in the pool after a round, or you want to go up. You want to go up to the simulator because it's raining. You don't have that. You want to go eat something other than a barbecue sandwich or some burgers. Like they don't have that all set up yet with the clubhouse and the restaurants. To me, that's a downfall. Like if I'm going to go spend the money for an entire weekend, I want more options than just a burger and wings as food.
Yeah. Now it's a good time to go with the summer just starting. It's good to be out there till 9. Their driving range was the coolest range I've ever seen. It had the TrackMans. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, Black Desert had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It gives you, you're at your own little TrackMan. You have your own TrackMan on the range. It is so cool. I had no idea.
It would
I
be
was
way
ripping drives 280.
I'm about to say it would be way cooler if it was off grass. The only thing, like, dude, I was smoking irons like 10 yards further than
I know.
Like it's you get the bounce and it just.
I know. That's a good point. My fifth shot, or whenever I was done with the wedges, my first 7-iron I hit terribly, and it said 183 or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
so
I don't know.
On the par 3 course, I made that mistake one time going long because we were hitting off mats. And he's like, yeah, 87 or 89. I'm like, I guess just give me the 60. I'll knock it down. And it's like basically the only time I use a club over a 60 when it got over 100 yards.
That was I was suffering on that mini course. I don't know how the hell they
Yeah,
hit a green.
I
Apparently,
made 8 pars in a row.
yeah. You guys were
I
just
could,
throwing it on the green.
well, yeah, I was putting well, but made a couple bogeys coming in.
Mm.
Did not post.
Kevin Durant got traded. Kevin Bleeping Durant got traded to the Rockets.
Let's go
Yeah, so
to the
that
moon,
was cool.
rocket.
And then we come home and we have a great Travelers Championship end.
What an incredible finish!
Yeah,
What an incredible finish! I
just
hate it
needed
for
it.
Tommy Fleetwood. I really do.
I know.
I want him to get it done.
I know.
He's a likable player. He's fun to watch. He doesn't have a bad attitude.
It's a great class act.
Got a little swag to him. Interacts
Mm-hmm.
with fans. Nothing bad ever comes to Tommy Fleetwood's name. But
No.
I hate to say it, love seeing Keegan win. Not enough passion. Not enough passion, but I do like seeing Keegan win.
I can't believe I was looking back into it. He like on 16, he hit his on the par 3 16, he hit his iron long, and then on 18 he had a club in his hand, and then he went for the shorter whatever he was hitting. He swapped it for a shorter iron and landed it short. So I wondered if 16 had to play there, and I was a little annoyed because I had like a post for Tommy Fleetwood ready to go because I thought he was about to win his first PGA Tour event, and then Keegan won. But I think you knew immediately when he put his putt short, and he had like 7 feet for par, and Keegan had like 5 feet 7 inches for birdie.
Well,
right in front of him.
Did you see the video?
Well,
of Tommy Fleetwood's putt hitting something.
Yeah, popped up.
It is clear
like
as day. It hit something, an imperfection in the green, a spike mark, a pebble, whatever. And that thing veered just like a fraction right. And you're like, oh my God.
The thing popped right up.
And I don't know if you ever watched those videos where someone's on a step meter and they're just dropping balls in those 5 putts go on 5 different, not like crazy variants.
Yeah.
But there's a variance in those lines. And it's just like, dude, there's 5 golf courses in this country that you can probably be like, well, that won't happen there. Your Augustas and those, like that stature of course, I could imagine are going to be pretty perfect.
What a damn shame. He put his, I threw a live tweet that he rushed his par putt. And I guess that was a big talking point today. He lagged his putt up, and he literally took no time, it felt like, to look over his par putt on 18. And, he got shafted with the thing, whether it was going in or not. But I wonder what the heck is going on in his head, because that sucks so much. I saw something about like Jack Nicklaus. I think this was like not even related, and he had damn it, I forget what he was playing in. I don't know if it was a Masters or whatever, but he was killing it, and he had like an easy putt to win, and he like wanted it so bad, and he like rushed up to it. But then when he was looking over the putt, he like told to himself, like, you're being stupid here, relax, and let's look at this putt. And so
yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he really didn't get it past the hole that far. If he would have firmed it, it may not have been quite as much. So I don't know if that's where you were going, but he definitely was timid when he put that.
And I didn't know this. That was the last elevated event of the year. Isn't that crazy? So it gets shitty here, which is why I'm not too upset traveling. We got the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Cam Davis is defending, and then the John Deere.
But as far as elevated events, that's outside of majors?
Yeah, so we just have like 2 fun little courses, or John Deere and Rocket, and then they go to Scotland to prep for the Open. That is about a month away, a little less than a month away. And then you have one event, the 3M Open, and then we get into the playoffs Or actually, I don't think the Wyndham Championship's a playoff event anymore, but yeah, FedEx, BMW. There's 2 months left of the PGA Tour, and thank
That's
goodness
great.
it's the Ryder Cup year.
Yeah, well, I mean, what is it, like 2 weeks after the season ends? Like, Tour Championships mid-September,
Mhm.
and
Oh, it's
then
a month.
a month off?
Yeah. They play the Procore. There's a 2-week gap, and then they play the Procore Championship that I've never heard. Didn't see this. So the Ryder Cup is September 26th to the 28th, and then they get right after it at the Sanderson's Farm. I didn't know there was a Black Desert Championship.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Matt McCarty is defending. And then the week after that, they go to Cabo, where Nick and I played, and Tiger Woods almost made me quit golf.
Wait, so I know the LPGA was there a couple months ago, but PGA Tour had an event at Black Desert last year?
Yeah, looks like it. Or yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I hate to say it. I don't follow the PGA Tour. I try to tune in when I can. I hate that. I mean, we had a great day yesterday, but that would have been a fun one to watch. And I certainly would have been engaged with Tommy Fleetwood up there because I want to see him get it done. But the storyline of Keegan Bradley potentially being the first playing captain in like 60 years or whatever it is.
How it is.
It's since Arnold Palmer, I think.
Oh.
I mean, it's been a long time. It's been many years. To be a playing captain would be pretty sick. I think he's 2 spots outside. He's 8 or 9. You have to be.
I think he's
top
9.
6. Yeah, you have to be top 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, top 6. He's 9.
Imagine
just made a video.
Imagine he goes out there and like top 10s it this week. I mean,
I don't really like a playing captain idea.
No, dude, for the morale, Keegan Bradley is never going to be the guy that you throw out first. But like in a final match, to have that like passion and charisma and like fight for the game of golf and history and I don't know. I see him succeeding.
I don't like Keegan Bradley as a team captain because I think it's way too early, and they keep doing this.
He's a team captain, so you can't change that. It's almost like how do we make sure this isn't a disaster?
All right, I'm looking at.
We lost on home soil.
What was that?
When's the last time we lost on home soil?
I don't think they've ever won on home soil, or is that they've never won in Europe?
We never went over there.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was the Whistling Straits, no?
President's Cup, different.
That what?
Wait,
President's Cup?
We lost it. We lost at Whistling Straits.
No, won at Whistling Straits.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. Oh wait, no, they.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about.
When is the last time that the U.S. Ryder Cup team lost in the United States?
That would be in 2012 at Medina. If I am correct.
My Google's saying different. Last time U.S. lost Ryder Cup on home soil was 2004 at Oakland Hills.
I got 2012 at Medina. Because that was the day like Rory slept in and they had an insane Sunday comeback at Medina. My father was there. And then, Oakland Hills in 2004.
Dude, that's
1995 at Oak Hill. I saw the Zaire post of the Ryder Cup or the team or the standings, and I think Europe is going to absolutely whoop America as it stands.
I'm sending you the screenshot. Google just straight up lied. So,
dude, the Google AI is not.
It's not good.
Trusted.
Well, I certainly didn't know either, so I was relying on someone else to tell me.
Mm-hmm. Let me find this. Here's the U.S. Ryder Cup rankings. Or actually, sorry, this was right after Oakmont, so it has changed, I'm sure. But it was Scotty Scheffler, Xander, J.J. Spawn, Bryson, J.T., Morikawa, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, Maverick McNeely, Harris English, Andrew Novak, and Brian Harmon.
Okay.
I don't think that's good. I don't even
No.
need to pull up Europe for that.
Can you pull up JJ Spawn, like his 2025 season real quick?
Yeah.
I just can't imagine outside of a couple decent top tens and then a random US Open win that
I
he's the
think it's a
he's the
little bit more
winning
than
guy.
random.
Huh?
I think a US Open wins a little bit more than random.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, what kind of success has he had this year other than that? I'm not saying random is like, oh yeah, he popped out of nowhere, but like it's one golf tournament.
Yeah, so he had
Has
a
he
tied for
won?
third at the Sony.
Okay.
He he did good. Like he's 15th at the Farmers Insurance, 29th at American Express, 33rd at Pebble, 34 at Genesis, and then he had the second place finish at the Cognizant. And then didn't he lose in the playoff on Monday to Rory at the Players? And then 50th at the Masters, 37th at the PGA, tied for 6th at the Charles Schwab. So that's exactly my point. Is it's not looking good. And
Yes,
once again, this is a week
5
old.
top tens.
Yeah, I think 5. He has 5 top 10s. Scotty
Okay.
Scheffler 1 week ago had 26,800 points. Number 2 was Xander with 12,000. So there was a 14,000 difference from first and second. And that's exactly what I mean, where it's like, Maverick McNeely. I feel a little bit different about Ben Griffin because he got a win, but it's like, Russell Henley, Maverick McNeely, Andrew Novak, Brian Harmon. Like, this is the group that is bringing it home at Bethpage.
This might be the year we lose.
They're going to get, I think they're going to get absolutely smoked.
Think about
unless somebody starts playing well.
Think about it this way. The last time it was on U.S. soil was pre-live.
Was it?
Think about it. So 2 years ago would have been overseas, which would have been 2023, which means 2021 would have been the year Live was created. So I'm pretty sure Ryder, is it 2021 or 2022?
2021.
No. When was Live created?
I feel like Live was 2020.
3 seasons ago. Right? They're in season 3.
2021, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that was same year. So there's a potential. I don't know this. This is me speculating. Timeline here. There's a chance that 2021, everyone was included in Ryder Cup, and then Live was created. 22, 3, 4 are the seasons, right? Which means this would be the first time that it's been Live separation. You don't have Brooks. You don't have Bryson. You don't have Patrick Reed.
Yeah, exactly.
Brooks, Bryson, and Patrick Reed. Minus
what
Brooks. Brooks, Bryson, Patrick Reed. Those 3 at the Masters, Patrick Reed and Bryson top 10 the Masters. You're telling me they're not making the Ryder Cup team? Come on, dude. This is
that's what people are saying is Bryson I feel like Bryson's obvious, but that's what people are saying because of Brooks's record at Bethpage is that he should get the captain's pick. Do you remember how many it is? Is it 12 or is it 15? Because I don't remember. Oh, here we go. I got it.
Europe is plus 130 to win. I'm putting my last $50 in Hard Rock on Europe right now. Lock it in.
Yeah. So the U.S. team was Colin Morikawa, Dustin Johnson, Bryson, Brooks, JT, Patrick Cantley, Tony Finau, Xander, Spieth, Harris English, Daniel Berger, and Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, dude, we're losing.
I fully agree, but I hope I'm wrong.
I don't hope. I hate to say it. I think that would be something that brings Live and PGA back together, or at least a talking point of like, hey guys, we don't even have our best over here. It's not even competitive. I don't even think it'll be competitive with that lineup that you named.
I was still surprised that they even won at Whistling Straits in that year. I remember being in college and saying Europe was going to wreck them. Shane Lowry, Sergio Garcia, and Poulter. I don't know if you remember that, like Poulter getting the captain's pick was, or Sergio and Poulter getting the captain's pick were huge. And then America had Finau, Xander, Spieth, English, Berger, and Scotty. So I forgot about the captain's picks and how many you could have because Spieth would get picked, Cantley would get picked. And yeah, even on the list, I'm looking at Keegan's 17th. So Morikawa's in 6th.
Oh, I didn't remember you here.
So it would be like, oh, well, that's actually changed. I'm just going to pull this up new because it's too outdated.
Either way, I think we get steamrolled. And I now have $50 on that.
So here would be the 6 going. Scotty, Xander, JJ Spawn, Russell Henley, who popped into 4th, Bryson, and JT. And then you'd go like captain pick Morikawa, Ben Griffin.
I don't know.
Speed.
Reluctantly.
Can't wait. So I wanted Tiger to get. I wanted Keegan to not be the captain anymore. I didn't know he couldn't change it, and then Tiger to step in because I saw a post about that. But I guess you can't even do that.
Yeah, I don't care if Tiger be a captain.
I'm looking up Ryder Cup captains. Wasn't Zach Johnson a captain, or was he just an assistant?
He was captain. Oh, he's President's Cup, and they got smoked.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. All right, because in the President, that's what I was thinking when I said that. I was like, the President's Cup, they always go with players who are still playing. There it is, Zach Johnson, 2023, and then Keegan was this year, and I think it's stupid to have players who are currently playing. Like I don't know why you wouldn't go with an OG, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I don't know. I think it's for the entertainment value, you know? Mm-hmm. He's still a somewhat relevant name. He's had a decent year, and he just won a golf tournament. Like, it would be.
I know, but they didn't pick when they picked him. They didn't think he would have a decent year, and he would be it. Here's the last few Ryder Cup captains, and there's always, I feel like, so underwhelming. Steve Stricker, Jim Furyk, Davis Love III, Tom Watson, Davis Love III.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great captains.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure.
You're asking for older, like more senior players. Who else are you going to get?
2018 Jim Furyk. I don't love that. And then Steve Stricker. Like I get. So yeah, you're right. That's a contradictory comment, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like these older golfers don't really get how golf works these days, but what the hell do I know? I mean, this is how it used to, like, it just looks like it used to be good. Ben Hogan, Sam Snead, Walter Hagen.
You have no idea what those guys were like. They could have been more boring than Davis Love III back then. We have no idea. There's no media around to report. Like
Ben Hogan doesn't seem boring, but yeah. Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino. So yeah, it's usually old OGs, and I guess this is the first year that they went a little bit younger, and I was thinking President's Cup, but I think it's stupid.
We'll find out.
And
probably get a lot of hate for throwing money on Europe, but we don't look so hot with the names you rattled off, so.
And I'm looking at the senior tour to see who could have better stepped in for my standpoint, and the answer isn't going to be Stuart Sink or any of these other players. So
yeah,
good call. Like I want like a Freddie Couples. Give me like a Freddie Couples. I want, if somebody's going to be my captain for the Ryder Cup team, I guess they throw in Ryder Cup success, because I'd want like a several-time major champion, but I guess those are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I was about to say
Keegan fits the bill enough.
Your only other option's like a locker room guy. It's like, hey kids, you want to
That's
captain?
what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like Duffner.
Yeah, I hear you. I
I'm
hear
thinking
you.
just silly like
That's
2010
not what they're
golfers.
thinking at all.
Yeah. Well, it should be great. I'm excited for that. Oh wow, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at us. Well, hey, the podcast is doing good. Thank you all for listening to the podcast. It seems like we are full on back. It's mid-June. We've been doing this for a few months now, consistently. Golfballing hit 100K on the course yesterday, which was
This is a
cool.
great day.
Yeah,
All around great day.
very good day. Other than Tommy Fleetwood, but Keegan, that sucks so much. Keegan's win is like overshadowed. I was saying that in my video. It sucks because nobody is complaining. Keegan Bradley just won. Ryder Cup captain or not, nobody is complaining. Keegan Bradley won, especially like a Connecticut golf tournament, but
Yep.
just the way it happened. And
Yep.
that right there is why Live will always suck, because that will never happen on Live. People, myself included, sit here and make jokes about the Travelers Championship and who gives a fuck. A lot of people did.
Way
That
more
was
entertaining.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
telling you, that's how golf been. That you even watch the highlights only. I'm telling you, that's how golf's been the entire 2025 season. No matter where they are or who it is, every single event has been nice. Even Ben Griffin's win turned into a storyline.
They made it a storyline. I get it. But at the same time, like, we both know that if the players from Live were allowed to come back, it would just be more interesting. There would be more competition. I hate to say it because I'm the biggest Scotty advocate in the world. Scotty Scheffler may not be what he is if the
That's
field.
just ridiculous. I don't
No. Here's the thing.
genuinely. How many times do you think Joaquin Niemann, the leader of Live points right now, would have won in the last 4 years on the PGA Tour? Because the
Dude,
answer is probably at most 2.
here's the thing: is you have to look at like the top 5 or 6 guys on Live and know that they're each going to win once.
Okay, all right. You want to hear him?
Bryson, Brooks, Patrick Reed, Cam Smith.
No.
Hell, you never.
None
Dude,
of those players. We're
John,
talking more Lucas Herbert, Sebastian Munoz, Carlos Ortiz, Dean Burmester, David Puig, Charles Schwartzel.
I'm not. What I'm
Well,
talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that there are 5 to 7 guys who come back to the PGA Tour and make it harder for the Rorys and the Scotties to win as many tournaments as they've won throughout
I
the
don't
last
think
3 years.
so. I really don't think so. Bryson, 100,000%. John Rahm, 100,000%. And I don't think you could make a case for any single other Live player outside of that. Brooks Koepka wasn't necessarily lighting up PGA Tour random events. So I will throw Brooks on that list. It would be cool to see Phil Mickelson play golf. It would be cool to see Sergio Garcia, Charles Schwartzel, just from like a nostalgic stance. But
I think that you can't say John Rahm, Cam Smith, Bryson, Brooks, and Joaquin Niemann. Those 5 would probably win one PGA Tour event each.
Okay.
What I'm saying is 2 of those 5 events are coming away from Scotty or Rory. And is a 2 or 3 win season the same as a 5 or 6 win season? Or, you know what I mean? There's certain variables where adding those players back into the mix certainly makes the storyline different. I'm not saying that Scotty's not as dominant or Rory doesn't win the Masters, obviously majors these guys play in, but I'm just saying there's a level to where these guys are going to take away from the success that the PGA Tour is having right now. I want that. I want to see the competition, but I also have to put some sort of asterisk on how many wins these guys have had.
Relax. No. You Live guys are all insane to me. I do get the philosophy. I do not think it would be as clean. I think Cam Smith might be the most overrated golfer of my lifetime. I couldn't tell you one single tidbit from his Open Championship where he shot 20 under. Do most Open Championship winners shoot 20 under? Because the answer is no. And then name me, not you necessarily, but like name anything Cam Smith's ever done other than the Open Championship, and then he left for Live like the week after that. I mean, like here's his track record other than the Players Championship. That's what sucked is he won 3 times in 2022 and then wins the Open, goes to Live. So he won the Players and the Open in the same year. Zurich in 2017, Sony in 2020, Zurich in 2021. Like those are team events. 2 of his wins on tour were team events, and then he won twice in Hawaii and 2 team events, and then 2 really great golf tournaments in 2022. So people like think he's like insane, and he had a really good 2022 from the looks of it, but he hasn't done a single thing since. I haven't heard his name a single time since. That's how he wants it, I'm assuming, but like so I think these guys are like so hyped up. Joaquin Niemann, that's like, not to rag on you, but like that's the thing on Twitter is like guys think like people want to watch Joaquin Niemann play golf, and it's like
it's not watching. No one cares about watching play. The difference
they do though. They do. Win. You don't.
No,
you're different. That's their stance is not your stance. Their stance is this is like cool, like Joaquin Niemann, like
not at all. But do I think he could win a PGA event? For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like is he talented enough to win on the PGA Tour? For sure. And
I just don't miss them.
To me, there's 5 or 7 of those guys that could take away. That's here or there.
It's apples to oranges because I'm saying, like 3 to 5, I'd be like, it's really 1 Bryson, but like, yeah, I'd love a lot of those. I'd love like probably 15 of Live guys to be on tour because I like them all. Yeah. And even like a Taylor Gooch villain would be awesome on tour. And it seems like the new commissioner, I'm sure they can get this squared away. I feel like he'll run it more like a business as it.
I think that Taylor Gooch is like Patrick Reed's best friend. Like Patrick Reed was the biggest golf villain ever, and then Taylor Gooch decided to open his mouth and start fucking talking shit. Now it's just
which really sucks because he seemed cool.
Yeah, everyone hates Taylor Gooch now because he runs his mouth, but it's kind of funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was February 2024. That's McIlroy responded suggesting Gooch should be like Joaquin Niemann, another Live player who's also competed in non-Live events. And do you see James Piot? So like, I have changed my stance on this just so the podcast and you are aware. Who is the guy, Jose Maria Annabelle or whatever his name is, the guy who took a piss in Race Creek, the USAM winner. And he pissed in Race Creek, and he joined Live right when he turned pro, and James Piot won like 2021 or 2022 USAM, and then like the next week went to Live. And so my whole like take up until like a week or 2 ago was like, that's like Matt Wolff. Think of like Matt Wolff, where it's like, wow, you guys just like ruined your careers. But then at the same time, when I really think about it, it's like, okay, you're 22 years old. Here's $5 million. Like, you don't know how long you're going to be able to play golf. You don't know injuries, like whatever it is. So I definitely get it. And I have rescinded my strong opinions on Live players going to Live and it being embarrassing for the sport and stuff. Because when I personalize it, it's like, it's cautious, but it's smart, and it's probably the play. Because how many times is James Piot winning on tour? How many times is Jose winning on tour? It's probably a few, but
not many.
So yeah, I'm trying to even look at Taylor Gooch. He won the 2021 RSM Classic, and he's won 1 time on Live. Oh, he's won 3 times. Oh, so this dude wins 3 times on Live in 2023 and thinks he's hot shit. And
yeah, I mean, that's the same thing. Like, and not to throw shade on my boy, but like the way you talk about Cam Smith, essentially you're saying he's like the same as Jason Kokrak. Jason won 2 or 3 times and then got a live contract.
Yeah, he didn't win an Open though. And
I
Jason
understand.
Kokrak was, well, I'll look at it right now. He's 8 years older, 9 years older.
He is, but you were down. My point was you were downplaying Cam Smith, and no offense to my boy, Kokrak and Cam, when they came off the PGA Tour, 2 different players.
Mhm.
Like, I think even longevity, success, whatever, the way that is portrayed is like, okay, being in the shadows and then coming out and winning 3 tournaments after a long time is a great thing, but it's more of a flash in the pan than what Cam did as a young prospect who kind of upped his way in the ranks up to an Open. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I get it. I think my issues with Liv at this point in time is just their fan base thinking it's something it's not. And like, I don't think you can compare Live Golf to the PGA Tour without Gooch's asterisks. And so I get Cam Smith leaving for Live, and I get these guys leaving for Live. I think it's lame as hell. But yeah, you get a check for $5 million. Like, why would you say no? But most Live fans they're either like 60-year-old players who like aren't really tour fans, and like they just, actually, I don't even think that demographic exists. Most Live fans are like 20 years old and in college and like went to a Live event, had some beers and listened to music and had a good time. And much like myself in 2021, thought it was like this fresh breath of air to the game of golf, when it's just not that. And like they compare it as if these wins mean something, and that the PGA Tour, like I'm a tour supporter and the tour shut down my golf Instagram. I don't want to hear Taylor Gooch saying Rory's better than Rory McIlroy at the Masters, because like just take your money and get out of my feed. Like your opinion doesn't matter anymore in that sense. Like you can talk about Live, but you can't say I'm gonna be, I'm better than Rory or whatever. So it's just more of their young fan base thinking like we hold all the leverage now because Joaquin Niemann and Carlos Ortiz are about to win the PGA Championship.
I don't agree with that whatsoever. But there's a line to be drawn where obviously you and I can both agree there's people on Live that would make the PGA more entertaining. And it's just, there's no getting by that, whether the number is 3 or the number is 9 or the number is 7. There's still,
but you can't, I don't want to hear, well, Joaquin Niemann shot 22 under at Live Adeline. Like if you just threw him in, the US Open, he'll win it.
No, but
like,
that's not it's the exact opposite of what I'm saying.
I know you're not you're not how they are. Like you're how most people would feel about Live. Like it's, I would love these players on the PGA Tour. They would make it more competitive, but let's not sit here and think because, John Rahm won 3 times on Live Golf that he's,
dude, John Rahm is
one in the world.
He's one of the 3 you can't deny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think his majors this year have really cemented that. Because he was struggling.
There's also a number of those guys where their contracts are coming up with Live.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me some drama as to who gets signed, re-signed, who comes back, who wants to come back, who's allowed to come back. There's a lot of different storylines that can kind of play out. So while Live is a separate entity, I think this upcoming season is going to be kind of a discussion of what is the longevity, right? Is Bryson getting re-signed? Is Brooks getting re-signed? Is John Rahm getting re-signed?
I think they're fucked completely. And I think they know that. And I think that's why Bryson's out with a sign saying, come to my golf tournament, because they have to start making money because they're $400 million in the red. And James Piot is playing in a PGA Tour event on Thursday, and he's a Live member. So I'm pretty sure most, 90% of tour players would not care if Liv went away right now and all these guys hop back on the PGA Tour, as long as they weren't Taylor Gooch and making, retarded comments and pissing, actual people off. Then yeah, Rory, some of those guys probably don't like him, but I
But
think I
speaking
think
of
everyone's down for a merge. Everyone wants the merge.
speaking of Rory, I'll take a little tangent here. It was very, very nice of Tommy Fleetwood to take the time to do some media after he choked
That's
on
why he's
the
never
18th hole.
won. That's why he's never won.
I had to.
I know. I think Rory is like you're saying with Rahm, like Rory's one of the 5 golfers on the PGA Tour that can do something like that, and he should be given the benefit of the doubt to it. I mean, to be honest with you, the tour treats him like crap, and he's spent 2 years post live being made that trying to hold it down. I think they treat him poorly, and I think the media treats him very poorly. And he's the greatest golfer in the world. So
So on that note,
Rocket Mortgage win?
oh, no idea. I haven't even looked.
I'll go Cam Davis back to back. Wow, he's won twice.
Cam?
Yeah. Good for him. Ricky Fowler won in 2033, Finau in 2022. I don't know who's playing, but I'll go Cam Davis. And we have to revamp that damn thing anyways. So we'll pocket it.
It's fair.
I think that about covers it. We covered a lot of drama here.
It's a good day yesterday. Long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Even longer Monday, but makes me
weekend, man.
gets the fire burning. Makes me want to get another weekend day trip, whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Dude, me and Matt versus you and Nick just kind of has to be done. I think I've been chatting with Matt. He's playing some good golf. He's playing a lot of golf or enough golf to where I think it would be fun teams.
Oh yeah.
Him and I versus y'all too.
It's just 2 of them live in a different state.
That's fine. That's why I say we got to start planning. But it doesn't even matter. You're on my team and you talk shit about me. So
I was just for that comment for the listeners. I was just constantly telling my caddy, like, imagine playing this dude. It's just annoying.
Well, no. Let's back it up a little bit. I'm like playing pretty well, and it's like the 13th hole, and I hear Jackson behind me, basically like, "Do you see this shit? This is what I deal with at home on a regular basis." And I'm like, dude, we are on the same team.
Okay, well, that match, it was never a match. That was the worst match, by the way, I've ever played in my entire life. That was literally the most retarded match ever. And I wish we never did it. But no, I think you're missing the context to it. I was just saying, like, imagine playing this dude. Here you are at a random ass course. Because I was saying, you're not going to miss a fairway, whether you're at Cabot or Fort Myers Country Club. Ryan's not missing a fairway. I've said you're like the best iron hitter in the world from anywhere. And it'll be somewhere on the green. The wedges are nice. The putter's nice. And it's a little too much when you're playing against it. It's like, all right, here's the white stake. You see that white stake?
Yeah,
Maybe I need to start doing that.
The only golf ball I lost yesterday?
What?
On that drivable par 4 where my caddy told me to lay it up and I hit kind of like a bullshit one out to the left side of the fairway. You were like, I can't believe you hit hybrid there.
Hybrid.
And I go, all right, I'll hit a driver for fun. I hit it in that long grass on the right. I didn't even go look for it.
Oh, okay.
The only ball I lost all day was a second fun shot I hit somewhere in the back on a drivable par 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't lose a ball yesterday. but I have nothing good to show for it except a birdie, a tap in birdie. Well, Ryan, thanks for tuning in. Another hour up for our listeners and watchers. And my hunger has hit me in the last 15 minutes. So
I'm starving.
Starting to get a little irritable. Time to tackle that. And I'm just talking. So
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening and watching. Go follow the Golfballing Instagram. That's really it. We'll see you next week at some point.
Golfballing trip 2025 coming your way.
Oh, yeah.